What is up, Soul Squad? It is Kate with Soul Says Twins. Welcome to our part two of Holiday Survival Guide on how to stay sober or try not drinking this holiday season. We hope you enjoy it. Always reach out to us with any comments or questions that you may have. See you later. Hey, Soul Tribe, it's Kate and Kerry.
We are so excited to have you hear this new episode. Please review and subscribe at the end. It's free and it helps us keep spreading our message to you, our awesome listener. Thanks so much and enjoy the episode.
It's such freedom, and it's so crazy to think that drinking is the reason, like alcohol is the reason for creating like magic moments that you're having with your loved ones, or for any type of like holiday occasion, that alcohol is the one that's going to make that magic memory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, for me, especially now being far removed from alcohol now, coming up almost on 19 years. It definitely does amaze me that the level of our thinking around alcohol, even now, like I just looking back on my thinking when I was drinking, and then just, seeing the thinking around drinking even today, in society is just like, it does, like, it just boggles me. Like I just can't imagine it. I couldn't imagine, drinking today. It just is, it is such a downer. It takes away from all of these moments, all of these special occasions. And if you think you're trying to get away from somebody, trust it, it's only going to make it worse, because eventually you're ultimately not dealing with it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just amazing to even hear you saying that, like that we're coming up on 19 years.
Yeah.
Like, I never think of alcohol. Like, I swear to God, it goes away. Like, it's just a massive habit, a massive obsession in our culture, total ritual, just something that is thrown at us about everything. I mean, I was watching a game yesterday. I was watching football, and it occurred to me, like, just watching the commercials and stuff. And I was like, and I still saw somebody in the stands, like just drinking beers. And I was like, oh my God, like, I actually just like love the game.
Oh,
Like, you will get to just loving the sport. Because I do imagine, like, I remember Kate and I going to bars, and for the football game, really just the Super Bowl, because it's the only one that, would join in on because of the drinking.
mhm.
And it was all about the drinking. And now I'm like, whoa, like it literally is all about the game. Like, it just doesn't occur to me to drink. It's not a hand in hand. And how much, like, people are like, I can't not drink. I watch football. What am I going to do about the game? And, all this stuff. It's like, you'll actually love the game and actually have a way better time. Like, everything is just so much more real and authentic. And people that we grew up with listening to us, like, God, I mean, is it astounding that Kate and I are saying this? Everyone, it must be, I can't tell you, like, the horrendous wrecks we used to be. Like, I remember Sarah saying to me, I saw you riding your bike home after waitressing, smoking a cigarette and holding a beer, and like falling into the bushes.
How, how old were you?
28.
Wow.
No, but seriously, I was in my 20s probably. Just,
Yeah.
come on, riding a bike because I couldn't drive. I knew I was going to get hammered.
Good for you.
I know that was pretty impressive, actually. But anyway, does it
That
is
is,
a mental obsession that goes away, and it doesn't actually make your moments with your loved ones the special time. It actually ruins it.
it does. And that is just to bring up that point of like, yes, I would hear, people that are thinking about not drinking now. And it's like, but how do you go to the concert? How do you go to dinner? How do you go to the ball game? That is a very real panicked fear, like, or I can't do. And to me, now being sober, I 100 million% understand the question. I get the question. I tortured myself with the question on how was I going to get married? That was like the huge, like, what? Like, I don't even know how you would do that, right? So, like, all of these occasions, and now, like, I couldn't imagine drinking at a concert. I couldn't imagine drinking at a ball game, or anywhere, or at my wedding. Like, it is so true. We're not just saying this. Like, it would take it all away. Like, the joy that you get from just living, and it takes time. It
Yeah, I was
definitely.
gonna say it takes time to get used to it. Like, don't think like, no, this is really hard. I'm like freaking out. This is, really difficult. Yeah, it is. Like, even knowing that, like preparing yourself, like this is hard. I'm breaking a massive habit, like a massive one that's not just yours. It's cultural.
100%. And over time, yeah, in the beginning it's hard, it's lonely, it's confusing, it's sad, because now you have to understand too that, like, you are grieving your best friend, like it or not. Alcohol was a really good friend to you, and now you don't have him, her anymore. You don't have it anymore. And so there
Well,
is.
it seemed like it was your good friend.
Right. Like, it was like
Like
the
that.
dysfunctional boyfriend, like the toxic friend,
Yeah.
the asshole, the bad boyfriend, all of that we thought we loved so much. But exactly, in the beginning, it's still sad, it's still hard, it still sucks, no matter what. But over time, you start to thaw out, you start to realize, like, wow, this is fucking special. Life is really
Yeah.
special the way and as it is, with the people that are around me.
Yeah, that's so it's beautiful and it's so true and it sounds like hard to believe, but it's just like it's facts. It is facts, facts, facts.
It's
Um,
facts. And if it wasn't, we would not be sober. I'd be drinking. If it wasn't this great, I'd be
yeah,
fucking hammered. I'd be doing just what you're trying not to do. I would be doing it.
yeah. I mean, give me a break. Everyone who knows us knows that's the case. I mean, why the fuck would Kate and I have a podcast and be doing it on not drinking when we were the ones that seemingly loved it the most? I
Right.
couldn't not drink. I mean, it was like a joke. So the fact that we're on the total opposite end of the spectrum and just like, I don't even think about it anymore is utter proof that you can too. Shoot, you said something and I wanted to say a point on it. It was so good, but I'll think about it. Um, Another one that I wanted to touch on was watching out for anger and resentments. And again, preparing yourself, knowing the buttons that get pushed for you and really seeing too, the anger, explosive anger, because sometimes, especially maybe not drinking, that you feel stressed out trying to uphold this thing throughout the holiday or at the event, that you're like under pressure that maybe you'll blow up. I don't know. I mean, it's entirely possible, but if you do, it doesn't justify a drink. It just doesn't. You got to lick your wounds, go out, get some fresh air, come back, say you're sorry, sit down and watch the game. It's like, get over it. Like, who cares? It doesn't mean you have to go and get annihilated now because you're angry. Someone's really roughing your feathers, riling them up. It's like, yeah, yep, I'm angry and I get resentful at this person, or I am. Um, no, does not mean you get to throw in the towel. It just means you need to prepare yourself before you go. Know that you're a hothead. Know that you might explode. And if you do, still doesn't mean you get to drinky drinky. It means you get to hang in there, take care of yourself, and change your script.
So true. I mean, it really is. And that what would happen then if that does happen, you blow your top and you say, or you just say something that you want to die and crawl under the table about. The thing that you want to say to yourself after you do it. Trust me. I mean, how many times I've been there? I mean, I still do it sober. I'm like, why the fuck did I just say that? The thing that you want to say after that, after the event, after the thing you said that you wish you didn't, just say, like, did I drink today? No, I didn't drink today. Well, then it's a good day. Everything else, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and it would probably get worse anyways. Again, this idea like alcohol is going to make it better. It makes nothing better. Nothing.
At all. You'll just be later hammered in your apartment or your house, sobbing to yourself about what an asshole you are. Or better yet, you're going to be drunk texting the person.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have remorse, I mean, it's just good to be throwing fists in an hour later. So it's not going to make it better. It will make it worse. Okay. So at least you just said one thing rather than 10. So
True.
back away. Take a breath, sit down, and pat yourself on the back because it was one rather than 10 and you didn't drink. Amazing.
I like
Right?
that. Yes, I love it. It's so because it's the truth.
Yeah, and nothing is worth taking a drink over. It just isn't. And I did realize that a lot, how unconsciously we'll engage in anger,
Mhm.
really, to justify a drink. And it's like, don't do that. Commit
Mm.
to yourself. It's
Yeah,
time to change. Okay.
it's such a trap. So also too, like with these parties or holidays, whatever, what really helps is going a little late and leaving a little early, especially, if it is a party and there is like a cocktail hour or an hors d'oeuvre hour right before the actual party. Skip that. Like have your own cocktail hour, which would be with your Diet Coke or your mocktail or whatever. Get a friend or two to come to your house, or you go to theirs before the party and then go when the actual party is, or go a little late to that. There's no reason to be there. It's because a lot of times too, it's when people drink and are looking to drink, that's their most uncomfortable time is before, they get a little inebriated and like they're uncomfortable and they need that drink. They need to kind of calm down. And so get there after that. Once they are a little loosey goosey and like feeling good, like that's the perfect time to get in there because you're feeling good and you'll just kind of, or you're not feeling good and you're feeling completely
Nervous.
uncomfortable and nervous and like, oh my God, that's the time to go because everyone's loosened up and you'll just kind of blend in more easily.
Oh my God, that was a word that just went through my head. It's just like you'll just blend in, be because also too, if you're going to the cocktail hour and you're not drinking, they don't want you there. It's
Mhm.
awkward for them too. It's like you don't need to go. Don't force yourself into like just trying to fit in and like I'm just not going to drink and it's going to be fine. No, it's going to be challenging. And you got to do things that you can do to set yourself up for success with it. And don't go to that part where it'll be awkward for everybody anyway. So go a little late and sneak in and just be a little more in the background rather than front and center.
Mhm. I also remember, my first wedding, my first dinner, my first holiday, my first party, not drinking, and just the amount of time that I spent thinking, what will I say when I'm asked, why am I not drinking?
Mm.
What a waste of fucking time that was. I mean, first of all, like a lot of times people don't care. And if they are your like real cronies, then maybe you tell one or two of them, like on the side, just like, I'm really thinking of just not drinking. And again, it's just for today. It's just today. So there is no like saying, I'm not drinking right now. You know, it's a very simple thing of just saying, meaning what I meant was not drinking right now, that it's like a period of time, that it's a length of time. There isn't. It's just that night. I'm not feeling up to drinking. I'm just gonna have a seltzer. And so, if your peeps want like what? Like, come on, just have one drink. That peer pressure is there, but you can get through it and just make it really light for yourself and just say, like, no, 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 I got a big day tomorrow, or anything of just like, no, I'm on medication. I have this toothache that fucking kills, and I can't drink, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's quick.
Yeah. And I mean, the first time that I wasn't drinking, like before this 19 years, I was sober for a year and then I relapsed for 5. But the year that I was first not drinking, I went to Leo's. I remember
That's a bar in our town that we
the
grew up
town bar, and a couple of the friends from, high school were like, "Oh, you're not drinking?" And I was like, "No, I'm an alcoholic. I'm not drinking anymore."
in.
And it was like, that was too much. You don't have to say that, right? It's like
Yeah.
not good. And then the second I said that, I was like, wow, I feel like such an idiot. I mean, it's just like no one can. First of all, I do everyone has, it's so much easier, I feel like now, like so many people are trying not to drink, so it's just like, I'm just not drinking this holiday, or like, but if it is difficult, because you do also want to remember with family members, and especially those you haven't seen in a while, and you always have like this special night when you get together over the holidays and it's your thing, or even siblings that you do, I mean, are around all the time. You're taking away this person that they know and get to be their sloppy self with. So they may be giving you a hard time. Like, come on, right? Like they want that person that they get to disappear with, right? In themselves. And so when you're changing that, you're changing their dynamic, and you're changing this idea in their own head that they want to keep intact. Just know that, and just know, well, you'll have to deal with it and find another crony, but I'm changing, right? And maybe they'll change too, or maybe they won't. But be prepared for people just being pressured, like being like, come on, man.
Yeah, or you could just say to the girl, like, it's just tonight, like, chill. It's just tonight. I'm just not going to drink tonight, right? You will see the alleviation on them too, like, the relief, because it is a big change, and that is so true. We do kind of run in numbers. It's not like when we go out, we are finding those like-minded drinkers, those like drinkers, right? And so when we are thinking of not drinking, and we're just not drinking for that night, yeah, they're gonna be a little, hair will be raised, like, what? But it is just, you have to say that to yourself, because it's true. Who knows what, if the simplest way to say it, if tomorrow's going to come, who knows? We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but for tonight, for this moment, for this party, I'm just not drinking. That's it.
And you know what it won't bring? A hangover,
Yes.
misery. You won't wake up feeling like shit. You can bank on that. I mean, to keep that in your head, like, oh my God, I'm not going to feel like shit tomorrow. I'm not
Oh,
going to feel like shit tomorrow. I'm not going to feel like shit tomorrow. Like, that's another mantra. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to be hungover.
I know, it's such an amazing feeling. That is so true. If you are like at the party and you're just very uncomfortable, yeah, like try to just think, wow, how am I going to feel tomorrow morning? Like this is it will be worth it. You can't even imagine the feeling when you wake up sober for like the first time, the first week, the level of love. And it's nothing that, you can't buy it. You can't pretend that it's there. You can't make it up. It's one of those, absolute gifts that you get by taking care of yourself, by putting you first, by loving you first. by respecting me first. It's incredible. There's no other feeling.
Yeah, it's amazing. It just like gave me chills. And
Mm. It is. It's so character, like the integrity, I think, is what you feel. Is this like you're wow, such a cool. It's
yeah,
that is magical. Those are the things, like the magic of life. That's the magical moments, or those moments that you you don't betray yourself.
oh, oh my God. Jesus, that's powerful. Yeah. It really is amazing just because Kate and I, been sober so long. And like I said, I just don't even think about it anymore. And just to sit here and really take that in, like, it is a special gift that you just can't imagine having. You just can't. Like, it's like, wow. And just to how much I take it for granted really now because I'm just so used to it. But to really like, wow, I wake up every single day for 19 years sober with no hangover.
I
That's
know.
fucking astounding. And I
Yeah.
wake up the next day after a holiday and I'm like, all right, like everything is like a good memory or like a good start. Even if like a fight happens, when you're not drunk in it and you're not waking up hungover in it, it's different. Even that's different. There's just such a less guilt and remorse and shame.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with all that on top of maybe you had a difficult night. Just because you're sober and not drinking, it doesn't mean difficult shit doesn't happen. It does, but it's way less horrible.
And you can handle it. You can manage it. It's manageable. You're not like, you don't fly off the handle in any way of, sadness or anger or, jealousy or whatever goes on. It's like you're leveled. You're leveled. That was the thing too. I think just with like drinking just made everything so friggin' extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. And even at first, if it is like you have a big blowout and you're sad over it, it's just not this intense. It's not with alcohol. With alcohol involved, everything is just the shame about it all is not there. That's a gift in and of itself.
Yeah, for
And that's
sure.
what brings me to my last one actually is be good to yourself. This
Mhm.
is your gift to yourself this holiday season. This is like, I'm just going to try it out,
Mm.
right? Give yourself a little present just to try it out. It's never not going to be there. You can always go and pick it up, drink the next night or the next season. Try this season out. Just give yourself a break and that cushion of just like, I just want to see. I just want to see if I can do it and what it would be like. And watch people, like make it sort of fun too. Like, I just want to sit back and watch the scene of what it really is like to not be in it and just observe like shit they got hammered or like and not being in on it just like wow, right? Like just be more of an observer and just like whoa, this is really wild actually, right?
Yeah, and I do think too, you won't, in the beginning you're very like cognizant of like who's drinking or what's being drunk, all of that kind of stuff. But over time you will go to parties and not even like so many times, like I don't even realize you're drinking. Like I
Yeah,
know it's nothing because I'm also though not hanging out with people that I used to hang out with towards the end of my drinking. I don't really hang out with heavy drinkers or um problem drinkers. I just, I don't. And if I do, because we all know plenty, right? We still know people that heavily drink, and I love them, right? It's just I know when to leave. When if I am hanging out with them, I know when my time is up with them. And a lot of times it's just before they get sloppy. I'm like, all right, it's time for me to go.
that's such a good point actually is you don't have to stay to the bitter end. You're taking care of yourself now. You're going a little later, so you're not right in the spotlight right off the bat and feeling super uncomfortable. And you're not staying till the lights out, right? You're like I'm tired and I'm actually having a great time, I want to leave on that note. Don't stay where you're overstayed, you're tired, you're getting annoyed, right? Leave. Take care of yourself this season. You're worth it. It's worth it. And this wellness journey that you want to be on is worth it. Try it out.
Yeah, which is so great because I remember growing up, our older sister took us to like a bar for the first time. Remember when Maura took us to Huntington? Do you remember this?
Good.
So I was like, oh my God, this is like going to be the best night of my life. This is insane. I think we were in like 11th grade or something. And or not, we were of drinking age. And
21.
we went to Huntington and it was like midnight. It was like 11:30 or something and more. And our older sister's like, all right, it's time to go. We're leaving. And I was like crestfallen, like, what? We're not leaving. This is amazing. This is so awesome. And she said, you always leave on that note. You always leave when it's good.
Wow,
And I
last time you heard that.
and I never ever could do it until I got sober.
Yeah,
Every time.
exactly. She tried. She tried to give advice.
I mean, and I tried to take it and I was just like, fuck, I failed again. But that's the beauty of it. It's like, when you are sober, you do leave when you should leave.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to. And also when you go home, it's like you get to take your makeup off, tuck in, right? It's
Yeah. You're
a different deal.
yeah, you're excited, if you have a significant other, whatever, you go home and you're like, oh, that was so fun. Who'd you have a good conversation with? What was fun? What was funny? Who looked good? Oh, I loved her dress or whatever. But I love that like after party conversation that my husband and Andy and I have, like when we get home, it's always so fun, or just that feeling of just like, God, I love them so much, of the
Yeah.
company who I was just out with.
Yeah. And it's not like you're not having any drunken fights or just stupid arguments, right? Also, too, I do want to say it's so great nowadays, again, with what's available to us to really make it fun too, if you can, with like mocktails. There's
Mhm.
such amazing mocktails, like putting cranberries in your drink with seltzer and lime and a sprig of whatever. Like, you don't have to not, you can be involved and make it still like a fun thing for yourself if you're capable and, if it's easy for you to do, but you can still have your cocktail. It doesn't, you know what I mean? I love that now. Like, I'm able to do that. I wouldn't have done that in the beginning. It just is too, be like, fuck this and grab the Kettle One or whatever. But
It made me too scared. Like it was too close for me in the beginning. I didn't want to be drinking, so I
yeah.
didn't want to pretend I was drinking. But in
But not everyone is like a major booze bag that's
yeah,
listening. Like, if you're like Kate and I had like a major problem. Like, we
yeah,
couldn't, and it was too close for comfort, right? It was too close to home. And so it just was not the thing to do. I grabbed a Diet Coke and that felt better. But if it is just something that's not as big a deal for you and you just want to try this out and create a new seasonal habit and seasonal memories, and mocktails are great.
I love a mocktail now. Like even
Yeah.
at our beach club, the whatever the signature drink is, I have it all the time. I just have it as a mocktail, and the bartender doesn't even blink an eye. I don't know why
It's
the
amazing.
bartender knows my name. I'm like, I'm the last, I'm never up here. Like, how do you know my name? I'm the
Because
last.
you order a mocktail. That's why. You're the only one ordering a mocktail.
That's hysterical. I never
That's
thought,
why.
hi, Stephen. I'm like, I'm like, why did you just say hi, Miss Crofton? I'm like, what did I do? Did something happen? But no, I guess what did I not do is not
Yeah.
drink. Huh.
Uh-huh. You want to stand out, be a star? Order a mocktail.
That's funny.
Uh, it's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it is true. It's like, just break this old destructive, feel like shit, habit and season, and create a new one, right? Create a fun new.
I love it.
Yeah, babe.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully that helped you. If there's any other kind of questions that you may have with the holiday season coming up, get over to Instagram and connect with us. Please follow us, share the podcast, share our Instagram account, please. The more the merrier.
Yeah, let's do this. And tell us your success stories. I would love to hear. My God, it's amazing. You got this. I mean, seriously, give the gift of being sober to yourself.
I love it. All right, guys. Happy holiday. We will see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Stay tuned, guys. We are thrilled to be here with each other, and feel so privileged to try and carry a message of hope and positive change to one other person out there. So please subscribe and review and share our podcast to reach that person. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Soulcess Twins and get daily inspo and connect with us.
Let's build this community together.
100%. So come back next week and we'll see you then.
Get soul-cessed with us, Soul Tribe.
That's it. Bye, guys.